Welcome to class, students. In this lesson, we will continue our review of Latin cases, focusing specifically on the dative, the accusative, and the ablative case. In the examples, we will look at both the use of nouns and pronouns in these cases. Let's get started. Now let's talk about the dative case. The dative case is used for an indirect object, or when someone is a recipient of something. In almost all scenarios, the dative will appear in sentences when there is the idea of giving, showing, or telling. Sometimes the indirect object is communicated in English by the position in a sentence. Notice it occurs after the verb. In this case, us is the recipient of the house. In Latin, I would use the genitive form nobis to write us. In the second example, me is the indirect object. In the Latin, I will use mihi. In our third example, you is the indirect object. My Latin sentence will use tibi. And in the final example, you is also the indirect object, but it is plural, so I will use vobis. The dative case can also be expressed by using the prepositions in English to or for. So when we see these words in an English sentence, we need to recognize that the noun that follows it is actually the indirect object, or the recipient. So we would write for us in the dative case, nobis. To me would also be written in the dative case, mihi. To you would be in the dative singular because I'm speaking to Arachne. Tibi is the Latin word. And in this sentence, to you will be in the dative plural, vobis. Now let's practice recognizing nouns and pronouns that would be in the dative case. Pause the video now and answer each question by finding the noun or pronoun that would be in the dative case. Here are all the nouns and pronouns which need to be in the dative case. If you got those correct, fantastic! If you did not get these correct, please see me immediately so that we can talk about why these are the correct answers and clear up any confusion you may have. Now let's take a look at the accusative case and how it is used. Primarily, it is used to express the direct object. In English, it will always appear after an action verb. In this example, nations is the direct object. I must write that in the accusative plural in Latin. In this next example, me is the direct object, so it will also be written in the accusative plural. In our new sentence, you is the direct object, and so it will be written in the accusative case. We will use you plural because we are discussing faithful servants, so vos is the answer. And finally, us is the direct object in this example, and so we must write the accusative plural nos as the direct object. Here are 6 sentences, each using accusative case nouns and pronouns. Pause the video now, read each sentence, and determine which noun or pronoun, or both, should be in the accusative case or the direct object of the sentence. Here are the nouns and pronouns in each of the 6 sentences which need to be in the accusative case. If you got them correct, hooray for you! If you did not get them correct, make sure that you talk to me as soon as you can about why these nouns and pronouns must be written in the accusative case. Remember that sometimes the accusative case can be used as an object of a preposition. On a vocabulary list, you will know that the preposition requires the accusative case because you will see the preposition plus accusative after it. In our first example, behind me is the preposition post followed by the accusative may. On account of our kindness, we will write on account of propter, which must have the word kindness written in the accusative case, and then that will be described with the possessive adjective our, also in the accusative case. We have one final example. The frightened animal walked slowly towards us. So us is the object of the preposition towards, which is odd and must be followed by an accusative case noun or pronoun. So when we see the Latin, we will see the preposition odd followed by the pronoun for us, which is nos. Now let's review how the ablative case is used. Primarily, we use the ablative case as an object of a preposition. If you forget which prepositions require the ablative case, remember that on a vocabulary list, a preposition will inform you about the case the noun must be written in that follows it. It will look like this on a vocabulary list: sine plus ablative. That means that after sine, without, the noun or pronoun must be in the ablative case, just like our first example. From has the noun master after it, which must be written in the ablative case. On behalf of, pro, is another preposition requiring the ablative case, which is why master, domino, is written in the ablative case. The ablative case is also used with the preposition cum, or with. When we write prepositional phrases beginning with cum and followed by a pronoun, we don't write them in the normal way. We actually prefix the pronoun to the preposition. So with me is not written cum me, but me cum. With you, te cum, or vobis cum. With us, nobis cum. So, will you play with me is written as ludesna me cum. With you, Marcus, I will be safe. With you is written te cum. My father's sister is living with us. With us is written as nobis cum. This applies only to cum followed by a pronoun, not when it is followed by a noun. Finally, your task with these 6 sentences is to determine if the noun in yellow should be written in the accusative case or the ablative case. To determine that, you will need to know what the prepositions are for the prepositions in English that precede the yellow words. If you do not have a copy of the preposition vocabulary lists from Latin 1, please get one from me now. Pause the video and then come back when you are finished answering the questions to see if you are correct. Here are the correct answers. Notice that those nouns highlighted in blue should be in the ablative case, and those highlighted in green should be in the accusative case. If you got all of these answers correct, congratulations. If you didn't and need to know why, please see me immediately. This concludes our lesson on reviewing the dative, the accusative, and the ablative case. Now it's time to practice.